That you're going to treat me as though I am lying? I mean, how dare you?
As long as you're on the public streets, that's no problem. I'm going to ask you not to take any photos at the front of the building.
All right, before we dive into this jaw-dropping interaction, let me set the stage because what you're about to see is a masterclass in knowing your rights, and a disaster class in what happens when officers don't expect you to know them. We've got an auditor standing on a clearly public street, camera in hand, doing what the First Amendment absolutely protects, filming. And then enters an officer who's already convinced something criminal is happening, even though nothing illegal is taking place. This first minute is a perfect example of why so many of these encounters spiral: a misunderstanding of authority, a misunderstanding of public property, and a massive misunderstanding of what suspicious actually means in the eyes of the law. As you watch this unfold, pay close attention to the power dynamic. The officer speaks in directives that have no legal basis, tries to impose restrictions that don't exist, and even throws in some personal assumptions for drama. Meanwhile, the auditor stands firm, referencing the law, property lines, GIS surveys, and you can practically see the officer's confidence shaking. But what's even crazier is the tone shift that's coming. Because as more officers appear, you're going to see contradictions, confusion, and attempts to redirect the situation instead of addressing the core issue. This whole encounter becomes a real-time test of knowledge versus authority. And trust me, the twist near the end exposes exactly why recording these interactions is so necessary. Let's get into it.
With what? I went to Walmart, bought a camera. Well, I don't want you to shoot your wife. Well, you're making directives about something I didn't even do. Don't tie your shoelaces together. Don't smoke crack. I mean, do you need anything else? Do you need any other directives? I mean, I understand that. I haven't been on their property. No, I'm not. This is public property. The people own this. It says public parking right there. And this is a public street. I already checked this out with GIS survey. Am I being detained, sir?
Why don't you go?
Why don't you go? What's your name, sir? Nope, I just want your plate number so I can talk to Mr. Reed. 5991. Huh?
He's on vacation right now.
I'll find out. He's over my house twice a week.
Okay. You have any ID?
Do you have ID, sir?
Yes.
What's your name?
Very clear.
Is that what you tell the judge, sir?
What's your issue anyway?
I don't have an issue. I'm just asking you what your name is before I don't know. Are you? Okay. And what's your badge number, sir, or employee?
I have badge number.
Yes, you do. Okay. Yes, you do. What's your employee ID number?
1451.
That's correct. That's what I thought.
This moment right here marks the first real clash between the citizen's confidence and the officer's confusion. Notice how the auditor immediately grounds himself with facts. He knows the property line. He knows it's a public street. And he even checked it with the GIS survey, something 99% of people wouldn't think to do. Meanwhile, the officer tries to shift the conversation toward irrelevant directives. Don't take pictures, don't tie your shoes together, don't smoke crack. As if sarcasm and authority are supposed to magically turn a lawful photographer into a criminal. What makes this interaction so telling is the officer's insistence on authority he doesn't actually have. He doesn't articulate a crime, doesn't reference a statute, and doesn't identify any trespass. Instead, he leans on tone, not law. This is classic fishing for compliance. And many people, without knowing the law, would fold here. But the auditor doesn't. And that's where the dynamic starts to shift.
Okay.
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
They just don't want you to take a picture of the building.
Too bad. It's a public building. The people own it. The people built it.
Right, but for security purposes, they don't want it.
It doesn't matter. I'm on public property. I have a right to film it.
Why don't you go ahead and leave right now?
Why don't you turn around and take off too? I mean, if you're going to issue directives, why can't I?
Well, because you don't have any authority to issue directives.
Neither do you. I'm not doing anything wrong and I'm not breaking the law. You have no authority over me.
Suspicious,
Is that a misdemeanor or a felony, sir?
It could be a misdemeanor.
No, it can't. Suspicion is not a crime.
If I tell you to leave the property, leave the area.
I'm not, no, you can't tell me to leave public space. You can tell me to leave their property if I'm on it, but that says public parking.
Okay.
Public. That's for the public.
Are you parking? No.
Do you know that I haven't parked over there? Do you know that my car's not sitting over there in this parking lot?
I don't know why you'd be here anyway. It's just kind of weird.
Oh, okay, is that a crime?
Acting odd is not a crime, but
Correct.
the way you act is kind of bizarre.
Well, that's because you've approached number
Anything better to do?
25 or 26. Are you ILEA certified?
Yes, I went to the academy.
Is he ILEA certified? He wouldn't answer.
I don't know.
Are you ILEA certified, sir?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so you're not an officer.
Yes, I'm a special deputy.
Okay, so you
JP4.
so you don't really have any authority out on the street, out in the public easement. No, you don't.
On this
Like a
property, yes, I
probation.
do.
I wasn't on the property.
On this property, yes, I do. There's my badge, there's my identification, and there's my ID.
Okay.
Now, I've asked you not to. I said you can film across the street. I said I don't have no problem with it. I said do not come to the front of the building because we have juveniles that are.
Here's where things get downright bizarre. The officer suddenly claims that the person the auditor wants to talk to is at his house twice a week. What does that even mean? Is that supposed to be reassuring? Intimidating? A flex? Whatever the intention, this kind of comment exposes how overly casual some officers get when trying to assert dominance or familiarity with higher-ups. Then immediately he pivots to demanding ID, again, with no crime. And watch how the auditor handles this. Calm, direct, and with the same question officers hate being asked. What's your name? The hesitation, the deflection, and the irritation prove that the expectation is compliance only flowing one direction. This is one of those moments where the power imbalance cracks just a little.
Hi, sir. Good.
Sergeant Isley, County Police.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah, what are we doing today?
Taking pictures.
Okay, you can take pictures.
That's correct. Well, tell this gentleman that because he's saying I
really
can't.
be here on their property.
I'm not on their property. I'm on public property.
Okay.
Not only that, but right there it says public parking. I can go in that parking lot, right?
Okay, it's public.
I asked these guys, how do they?
Out here, you're in a street.
Well, that's because so I can be right here.
Well, it's a yellow curb as part of the street.
So I can be right here.
No, not really.
Oh, so you can't tell me to not be in the road. There has to be an easement.
Well, the roadway's dangerous. You're obstructing traffic.
Am I not lit up bright enough?
Do you want to go?
Am I not bright enough here? I mean, don't you think people can see me here? I'm in bright.
Well, it's still, they have to slow down and change their direction of travel.
Okay.
Why don't we go to the public parking lot and stand there and talk?
Technically, that's not public parking.
Okay.
It says public. It says public parking.
My maintenance take it down.
It says public parking. It says public, but it says public.
Okay, I understand that. That doesn't mean that it is. Can we go over to this parking lot and talk?
Sure.
Okay. What do you think? I'll stop traffic for you. Right this way. People have to stop, so you can't be in the street.
Well, I'm following you. I wasn't in the street. I was following you.
You wanted to go to the parking lot. See that yellow striped area that's not a parking area? Let's go stand over there.
That looks like private property.
Well, they told me that this was actually public property over here. Okay? So you want to stand here?
I'm good right here.
Okay, well, I don't want you in the street. So you're safe up on the grass, okay? I don't want you to fall. I want you to scoot over in the grass for me.
You keep issuing directives, and I think I've been walking.
It's for your safety. I don't want you.
But you're not in charge of my safety. I am.
Well, if somebody hits you, then I got to do that.
You're not.
This is a turning point. The officer throws out the word suspicious like it's a legal charge. But here's the key. Suspicion is not a crime. And the auditor hits him with the exact question that dismantles the entire approach. Is that a misdemeanor or a felony? The officer stumbles and says it could be a misdemeanor, which is flat out incorrect. This is what makes First Amendment audits so revealing. When officers rely on vague claims instead of articulable suspicion tied to an actual crime, you see the cracks. Suspicious behavior can justify a conversation, not detention, not demands, not removal from public space. The officer's uncertainty here shows he's not operating from policy or statute. He's operating from discomfort. And discomfort is not grounds for authority.
You're not in charge of my safety.
Did you have any purpose to be out here?
Yes.
What's that?
Officer accountability, building accountability.
Okay.
It's a First Amendment audit,
Okay.
and I'm just taking pictures of the building.
Okay.
You know, if they want to make an issue of it, I'll take pictures of every plate and every person that walks in and out of here.
That's okay. People, you can take their picture. I don't have a problem with that.
They have a problem with it.
Well, you're in a property of a detention facility.
I'm not in the property.
Okay.
I'm on
you
a
are
public street.
technically over here, you're okay. I think over there, you're in there. There's cameras. That's a detention facility.
Right, but they have layers of security. I'm making sure inmates aren't rappelling off the structure.
Okay.
I'm making sure that these guys respect and honor their oath.
I understand that, and that's why I'm here.
Okay.
You have First Amendment right to take pictures of anything you want.
And that guy threatened me.
Okay, well, that's between you and him.
No, that's between you and him.
That's not between me and him. I didn't hear him threaten you. Okay.
I can bring it up. It's all being live streamed.
Okay.
Would you like to see it?
No, that's okay.
So you don't want to talk to him about making threats?
I'll talk to him in a minute. I just want to make sure you're okay. I want you to stay here, okay? And I'm going to go talk to him. Can we do that? I'm going to separate the two parties in this dispute, apparently, and I'm going to go talk to this guy for a second.
Okay. I'll maintain distance here.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Sarge.
And your name is?
I'm a correspondent with Indiana News and Information.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a name?
Yes, sir.
I'm asking you to identify yourself because you're here and we've obviously have a controversy. They're going to leave you alone. I'm going to depart here.
You're going to ask me to identify myself?
Yeah. Name, date of birth. That's all I need.
No, sir.
Okay. You're refusing to identify yourself. You're in front of a detention facility.
Hold on. Before we get going, would that be code 34285 3.5?
What's that?
Would that be this municipal code 34285 3.5?
Okay.
That'd be failure to ID. What crime have I committed?
I'm just trying to find out your name.
Yeah. But what crime have I committed?
I don't know that you're not a dangerous
It's only in the case of an infraction or ordinance violation.
I'll tell you what. You want to take your pictures, you go ahead.
Right.
Stay off of their property.
Yes, sir.
That's not public property. That is a public facility, but it is a detention facility.
Right, I understand that.
Issues.
I understand that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that's why I was never on. That's why I was never on the property.
All right. Thank you very much.
So what did they say about this? I can be in the grass or the walkway?
Yep. That they tell me that is where the public parks when they come to their facility.
Right.
That, though it says public parking, is where their employees park. That is where juveniles are brought in.
Correct.
Okay. Now you can't film juveniles going into the facility. Then that's between you and the juvenile you film. So,
you can because
Now the narrative shifts again. Suddenly, the officer frames the whole situation around juveniles and privacy concerns. But here's the issue. The law doesn't carve out exceptions for juvenile visibility in public spaces. You can't transform a public sidewalk into a restricted zone simply because minors use the entrance. What this officer is attempting, consciously or not, is what we often call emotional justification policing. Instead of citing actual law, he appeals to feelings. We don't want you filming here. We have juveniles. It makes us uncomfortable. None of those override First Amendment rights. And the auditor knows that. Notice how he doesn't escalate. He simply sticks to the principle. Public property, public right. This is what keeps these encounters legally airtight. Clip 5. At this point, the auditor finale.
I have no expectation of privacy in
so
public.
some
You already
kid
know that.
sees his picture on YouTube. That might be a question, but him and you can resolve in civil court or whatever. Okay.
Well, there's nothing to it because you have no expectation of privacy in public.
That's up to civil court. All right. As long as you're not out here where you're going to get hurt and you're not going to hurt anybody.
Correct. I have no ill will or ill intent.
I don't know that.
Well, I'm telling you that I'm innocent until proven guilty.
People lie to me all the time.
Well, I can't help what other people do. I'm not.
You may be lying to me.
I'm not. I'm telling you I'm not.
How do I know that? I'm not
because right. But so you're saying that you're going to treat me as though I am lying? I mean, how dare you? I thought you were a servant to the. I thought you were a servant to the public.
None of what I hear and half of what I say.
I thought you were a servant to the public.
I am.
Okay, so we're all terrible.
Do you just want to sit here and have?
No, I just can't believe you're calling me a liar, a thief, a cheat, a murderer.
I don't know you.
Right. I don't know you either. Do you have any internal affairs investigations?
I don't know. You'll have to ask internal affairs.
Do you have anything pending?
Not that I know of.
So is that Mr. Stone or Mr. Gladia? Which one do I ask?
That would be Captain John Zagelmeyer.
You want me to speak to Mr. Zagelmeyer?
You may, if you like.
I've spoken with him before. He knows who I am.
Okay. You're welcome to call him then if you know who he is. I'm okay.
Oh, yes.
I have nothing to hide.
I have his card.
My life's an open book. All right? I'll be right back. I'm going to talk
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Yep. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.